Hi guys, and welcome to today's video where I will be going through and reviewing the Arcadia Starter Kits. I have had these a little while, so I feel like I've been able to really try them out and give you a half decent review at least. I have actually filmed this video on 3 separate occasions and then I sort of gave up and did what every other YouTuber doesn't sit in front of the camera. Now I recognise my face is not in this video, but Bob's is, so I hope that helps. So, back to the starter kits. So the first one I'm going to look at is the Arcadia Jelly Pot Gold. So the Jelly Pot Gold range consists of a few different flavours of jellies. They can be used as treats, they're all natural. They're definitely far better than those horrible, basically coloured water jelly things that are always advertised in reptile shops. Don't know why. They're not even good for insects. Actually, the other day, I know you're here for this review, the other day I was in a shop, there was a day gecko, smaller than my little finger. It was being fed food, live food, that was bigger than itself, and the only other food in there was a jelly pot, like the water jelly pots. It was the saddest thing I'd seen. So please, try not to repeat that when you have your own pet. So back to this. This one contains 2 different flavours. One for your actual geckos, it's Fruity Insect Gold. So what you do with these is you basically add hot water to them, they will set and you put them in the fridge, and then when you want to use them you take them out, get them to room temperature, and then you can feed them. The other jelly that is included is the Insect Fuel Gold. So similar to Insect Fuel, apart from this is more of a jelly, and they definitely go crazy for this as well. These, you'll see, haven't been opened yet, but I have been trying out these anyway because I have the refill packs. But these are the 2 you get in the starter kit, and they're only 30 grams. So I don't know how long they'll last if you have a lot of geckos or you're trying it out very often, but that's what you get. The next starter kit is the Sticky Foot Gold. So this is more of a daily diet. You mix it with cold water. It has a lot of insects in, a lot of fruit. It's all natural. It doesn't contain synthetic D3, so you will have to use a UVB light, or you could add synthetic D3, but that kind of defeats the whole object of this. So this one is the food that my Chihuahua is currently on. I do like to mix it up though. I do like to offer him live insects and obviously the jelly pots. But this is a daily diet. So if you were thinking of trying a daily diet, this is the one. This is the food you get in the starter kit. As you can see, I have opened it and I have used a lot of it. However, I have been filming videos for Arcadia on Sticky Foot Gold and this actual starter kit, which I'll leave links to in the description down below. Now, let's look at the accessories that come with these starter kits. The first one is a shaker bottle. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, you know, is this really necessary? Because I could just mix up the powder with the water and it does the same thing. However, I did actually mix up a lot of Sticky Foot Gold for one video, and although it did struggle to come out initially, because I think it got blocked by a REPTILES shot that I put in there, it did eventually come out. It looks really gross, but it was a really good consistency for them to eat, so I was happy with that and I was actually quite impressed. However, when I went to make up sort of a regular amount that I would use for one gecko, none of it came out. I got very annoyed. Right. So when it comes to these bottles, I think if you have multiple geckos that eat this food, ideal. You can just go around, mix it all up, all done. Or if you only have 1 or 2 geckos that actually eat the diet, what you could do is plan ahead, make up a fair amount, and put it in the little feeder cups, which I'll show you in a minute. Put them in the fridge or the freezer, because you can freeze this food, and use it when you need it. And that can last you for maybe a week or 2. So that's pretty handy. As I was saying, there are feeding cups. Usually you get 6, but I have been using these kits, so I've kind of misplaced them. So you get 6 in each kit. They're very handy, they're heat resistant, so when you're making up the jellies, they are completely safe. And they are what they are, they're plastic little cups. Very handy. So the next accessory is basically a plastic spoon. There's no other way to describe it. It is what it is. This is the one thing I think could have been improved upon, because one of these you could just go to your local cafe and just pick one up for free. What I think would have been a better option is to get a spoon that sort of is a measuring spoon. One spoon I always use, I keep it in a rapashi pot, don't ask why, but it's just like one that you would get for baking. You can see it's sort of tinted with colour due to all the use of Crested Gecko and Chihuahua food, but you know, it's 1/4 teaspoon. And I think if you got a spoon like that, something with a measurement on, I think that would make the kit a little bit better rather than just a plastic spoon. The last thing you get in this kit is a feeding ledge. So the cups you get, little feeding cups, fit perfectly in there, that's really good. It is suction pads on the side. Now, when it comes to feeding ledges, I do prefer magnets just because I feel they're more secure. Sometimes the suction pads can come off. However, I have had one of these in the Chihuahua tank for the last 2 or 3 weeks and it hasn't come off the sides, so that's good. The Chihuahua isn't as heavy as my Crested Gecko, and I would think, I don't know how safe this would be for a lychee. I think they probably tested it before they sold it, but just the weight, I am a little bit concerned. However, it is what it is. It is a feeding ledge, and if you don't have one, obviously it'd be handy to get one in a kit. It will save you buying one separately, and obviously it fits them perfectly. So would I recommend these kits? I would if you are new to sort of gecko diets, or you are thinking of going on to a more natural diet. Over the years, because I've had geckos for a very long time, I've kind of collected weird little accessories and stuff. So for example, I have loads of the like little dish things. I didn't need really a feeding ledge. So for me, because I've sort of collected a lot of things along the way, isn't necessarily needed for me. But if you are new to this, you want to try out some different food, then I think it is really great. Also, it's really handy because sometimes you can buy food, like I've bought Pangea before, 8 ounces of it, £20, and my gecko hasn't eaten it. I'm like, what do I do now? So it's handy to have smaller packs that you can just try out, because Lyra here won't really eat the Sticky Fit Gold, but at least I haven't got a massive pack of it that I've just bought and wasted. So I think it can be quite handy. As I said though, a few of the things I would think are a little bit, could be improved, like as I said, magnets on the ledge, and maybe a different kind of spoon, something a little more impressive. But other than that, I think it's a pretty cool kit, and if you're new to any of the new Caledonian Geckos, I definitely recommend it. So thanks for watching guys, and goodbye.